Hey, it's Chris. I'm here with Margie. We're here at the Indiana State Museum. You come over here. We've been here before, but we're gonna go check this out. It's been a while since we've been here, so maybe they've added some new stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look, so let's go look. All right, so this is Fred the Mastodon. And Fred led a lonely life until things got rowdy. Fred left his mother's herd to strike out on his own when he was around 12 years old. He probably roamed by himself, but every spring he took a trip to northeastern Indiana to find a mate. Bulls fight each other to gain access to females. Fred was in plenty of fights over the years, and the last one was fatal. The tip of another mastodon's tusk pierced his skull and he died. Oh, sorry to hear that for Fred. So some objects like Fred the Mastodon became museum icons. So this is an icon of the museum here at the State Museum. All right, so here we have a North American beaver. And the display says we chose a common animal from our collection, a beaver, and asked people what they would say about it. So it says, an artist, a biologist, a farmer, and a 5-year-old told us what they thought.
The biologist said, I like beavers. They are responsible for creating habitats for many other organisms, and in the process, they've shaped much of our landscape. Museum curator and biologist, beavers have all sorts of great adaptations. On each hind foot, they have a toenail that doubles. That's double. They use it like a comb to groom their fur. A farmer, if I had a beaver in my backyard, I would discourage him by tearing out his dam every day. Oh, that's mean. The artist said if a beaver moved into my backyard, he'd be sad to find no running water, but might like to build a lodge in our inflatable pool. I like them because they're one of the only animals that engineer their environments. Another farmer, I don't like beavers because they stop the flow of water that can cause severe erosion when the water takes another route. Where's the 5-year-old?
It's the 5-year-old on down.
Here we go. Okay, so the 5-year-old says, deer would say that beavers are silly. If animals could talk, they would discuss the beaver's amazing wood-cutting ability.
So, I did see a show where people were using sounds of water to get the beavers to build dams in the areas they wanted them to build dams. So they would put out like recordings of running water, and then the beavers would go over and build their dams there instead of in the places where they didn't want them to build it. So, oh, there we go.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I see that you gentlefolk have assembled here today to bask in the glory that is I, a genuine, legislative copy of a bust of our greatest president, Abraham Lincoln. The original sculpture, of which I had what a magnificent copy, was created by Illinois sculptor Leonard Wells Polk, who created it in 1860 from a likeness made of Lincoln shortly before he was president. Because the original sculpture was so popular, many companies produced copies. So, my name is last long in the midst of time. I am but a mere 100 years old, but magnificent. Yes, note my eyes. They follow you wherever you move.
So this is a detailed model of the first USS Indiana battleship, or the BB-1. It was commissioned in 1895. It saw action in the Spanish-American War in 1898, then later served as a training ship for gun crews in World War I. Decommissioned in 1919, it was sunk a year later to be target practice for aerial bombing. It says there were 3 more ships named Indiana, including one launched in 1941 that fought in the Pacific Theater during World War II. The most recent one is a nuclear-powered submarine still in service.
You want to hear a fun fact about it?
What's that? It says a team of military veterans incarcerated at the New Castle Correctional Facility in Henry County, Indiana, spent about 1,000 hours building this model during an art and crafts program. Oh wow. Because of prison restrictions, the team's toolkits couldn't include sharp objects. They cut wire with nail clippers and glued sandpaper to pins so they could smooth the tiny portholes. Materials were scavenged or donated. Wire from donut bags became the anchor chain, and an AM radio antenna was strung along the railing. Oh wow. So it says number 3, at programs like the one at Newcastle, creative art therapists offer patients music, art, and crafts like model making, dance, movements, and writing instructions. These therapies help to reduce depression, stress, and anxiety, enable veterans to recover from traumatic experiences. As the veterans work in teams, they feel less isolated and stimulated. So it said there it helps heal veterans. We're here at 4. It says veterans can face challenges re-entering civilian life. 2016, a U.S. Department of Justice survey estimated there were over 100,000 veterans serving time in state or federal prison. In America, the team members who made this model ship were incarcerated at the Newcastle Correctional Facilities in Indiana. Side effects of a veteran's trauma can take years to show up. Post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury may irrational behavior and feelings in isolation. So they have a Bobcat here, and they ask people what the Bobcat's doing. So what's the first one over there saying?
And this one says the bird photobombed the cat's photo, so the cat ate the bird.
Oh my gosh.
The Bobcat says to the bird, "Hi," with its claws. Bobcat attacked my wolfie.
That's somebody who's
I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
A hippie friend of mine kept a bobcat in the living room during the 60s. The bobcat is giving the bird a high five. The bobcat caught the bird and he was eating it, and a hunter killed the bobcat. And oh my gosh, you're keeping the orbit. Bobcat, I haven't eaten in days.
Brother of Bobcat.
Brother of Bobcat. You just ate an hour ago. Bobcat, yeah, well, it feels like days to me. Meow, Bobcat. The bird turns into the cat's dinner.
So it says the Pipe Creek sinkhole, a startled rhinoceros snorts and splashes while a short-faced bear basks in the sun. Bone-crushing dogs snarl as they fight over bloodied prey. Nearby, camels will wait, hidden until it's safe to come and drink. It's a scene that played out day after day. Over time, the sinkhole filled up with sediment and the bones of animals that lived and died there. The sinkhole protects the remains from glaciers that stripped the landscape millions of years later. So this is the upper jaw fragment with 2 molars of the North American camel. Didn't know there were camels ever in North America. This would have been one of the things that were found in the sinkhole. And then over here, this is giant land tortoise lives in tropical climates with open grasslands. This is a piece of the shell from the giant land tortoise that was also found in the sinkhole. So this would be the skull of one of the bone-crushing dogs that were also found in the sinkhole. And part of the left and right lower jaw of the bone-crushing dog. These were from 5 million years ago. So rhinos in Indiana. This squat, tubby little rhinoceros thrived in Indiana's warm climate. His teeth tells us he chewed plants, mostly grass. These are the molars, teeth of short-legged rhinoceros. So, and we've seen, he's right there. So this is step inside the recreated ice tunnel. So we've got a thing that projects down here. It says Earth's climate grew colder, thick sheets of ice covered Indiana.
You can really feel the cold air.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Especially right there, it's really cold. Yeah, that's kind of really awesome.
What, the water?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. You can hear it crackling. Frozen rain, a state of the change. Welcome to the Ice Age. Ice sheets thousands of feet thick covered Indiana and much of the North America sometimes. Turns out the Ice Age wasn't always icy, as global climate swung between cooling down and warming up over millions of years. The glaciers advanced and retreated. Animals and plants moved to north when it warmed up and south when it ice returned. So it says, how does a glacier do so much damage? Pressure, time, and abrasion. The immense weight of the ice picks up rocks and drags them along the ground, sometimes for thousands of years. Want to move in? Does it move?
Mm-hmm. Not by far, but what if you could drag this rock over the slab 100 times? Would you see a difference? How about 1,000 times?
So Jaguars in Indiana. Today Jaguars live in tropical climates, but they once roamed Indiana's forests and grasslands. When the glaciers retreated, come inside the Jaguar's den. It's dinner time. And here we got one of the Jaguars. You see him?
Mm-hmm.